What's good, defenders? If it's the night before a match, you know what we do. That's right. It's time for one more sleep, and El Rey heads to the Queen City. This should be fun. LAFC taking on Charlotte FC, and it's a road match. You know my voice. It's Scarf. J.R. Liebert. Hi, your friendly neighborhood Scarf in the building. And now he's on my right. He was just on my left when we were warming up for the show, but now he's on my right. I'm going to just read the name he has there today. That would be Philly Lightyear to infinity and beyond, my friend. Oh, geez. Yeah? We're doing that. I'm so sorry, everybody.
I'm going back to Charlotte. No,
what?
No,
what?
not going back to Charlotte.
I believe you got
Queen
the city wrong.
Buzz City. We're going to Charlotte.
We are?
Yeah, so we're going to Charlotte.
Okay.
Going back to Charlotte. Actually, we're not going back because it's really the first time we're going. I don't know. I found this Hornets hat and I figured, what the hell? Something good comes out of Charlotte, right? Because their football team certainly isn't anything that is very good, Scarf. No. An abysmal 12th place team and 23rd overall. So had to rep something good that came out of Charlotte. Oh, wait. Charlotte Flair came out of Charlotte, so that's good.
Yeah, true. Look, this is going to be a fun match. I think Charlotte is one of those clubs that provide a solid atmosphere, solid fan experience. Unfortunately, for all of you out there that didn't know, if you can see the little white box underneath the scarf there, we're playing on turf, folks. We're playing on turf. And anytime we play on turf, I don't like the chances of one Giorgio Chiellini playing. I don't like the chances of Carlos Vela staying healthy. There's too many damn things that go wrong on turf, everybody. And I'm just nervous, Philly. I'm a little nervous for a game on turf with just 10 matches to go in the season.
I wouldn't be so much worried about a game on turf. Yes, that is a very good reason to be nervous. I would be more worried about the fact that it is a cross-country road trip, which is about a 5 or 6 hour flight. And then from there, you've got a 3-hour time delay. In addition, you're playing in a fairly humid part of the country on a day that's expected to be, I guess, somewhat warm and humid. That's where I would be concerned. And obviously, the turf just adds a whole nother layer to the scenario. But there's a lot of factors going into it. But for a team on the rise again, such as ourselves, and for a team who's actually been performing pretty good since League's Cup, this is an important game, and we can't use excuses like turf, humidity, and cross-country travel.
Look, no more excuses, right? LAFC tweeted out this is the home stretch, 11 matches to play. We've taken one already, now just 10 to go on the season. Plenty of reasons why we just need to pull up our bootstraps and get to work. I don't think that'll be a problem for us to do, but I know, again, it's a short travel week. It's a long travel trip. Like you mentioned, 5-hour flight, 3-hour time difference. We just played, and look, everyone looked healthy coming off the pitch, which was great. That's all well and good. No more excuses, though. We got to catch St. Louis in front of us. They are 4 points up. They play Orlando. We play Charlotte. And at this point, we need to be looking squarely at winning the West in order to get our Champions League spot in order, our Champions Cup, spot in order, because everybody else is punching theirs by winning trophies. We have not won ours yet. So we've got to make sure we get that taken care of. Either way, with the way that LAFC just absolutely took Colorado behind the woodshed 4-0, I love our chances going into Bank of America Field, which is, it's weird to call another field the Bank.
Former home of one Al Wright. Our good buddy Al has much to be excited about because he's now with the Houston Dynamo, and they're going to be playing Inter Miami in the Open Cup final. So Al's going to have the opportunity to do match day presenting in another final, which is going to be kind of cool for him. Scarf, I like our chances too. Obviously, we've started things back up with a 4-0 win against Colorado, a huge 0-4 win. And Charlotte's coming off a 4-0 ass whooping by Inter Miami. But, you know, first things first, for a team that's kind of sitting in a dumpster-esque position, they've really gotten better. And one could argue they've really gotten better since June the 10th. The game before that, they absolutely got walloped. I think it was by the Columbus Crew. No, I'm sorry. Yeah, I think it was. And then it's a team that even lost in the U.S. Open Cup to the Birmingham Legion. But they put up a very valiant effort in the Leagues Cup, making it as far as the quarterfinals. And that's got to bode very well for the team's confidence. And at one point, interim manager Christian Latanzio.
Yeah, look, this is a club that, especially using the transfer window the way that they did, they actually got much, much better in the transfer window. All they did was go out and get their box-to-box midfielder that they had wanted for quite some time in Scott Arfield. All they did was go out and get their new number 10 in Breck de Jager. And all they did was go out and get a new left back in Jerry Urinen. And this is a club that's trying to transform themselves on the fly. 6 points.
Scarf, mic's off. Your mic's not connected, Scarf.
Is my mic, are we on? Are we back?
Due to technical difficulties beyond one's control, your mic is back on.
What the hell happened there? Anyways, where were we? New box-to-box midfielder, new number 10, new left back. Ruben, I think I'm back, right? Am I back, Ruben? That was fun.
You're back.
This is a club that is looking to transform themselves on the fly. These last 10 games, 11 games for them are huge. They have a game in hand on the 4 or 5 teams above them, 6 points back of a playoff spot, and really retooling the roster in this summer transfer window. This is not the same Charlotte team that lost to Messi 4-0. That was all the way back on August 11th. We're talking almost, 20 days ago now when it comes to something like that. So this is going to be a different club, but they've only been able to take care of it on the training ground. Well, they're about to get the defending MLS Cup champions who just hung 4 on another garbage team here in the West. I'm loving our chances, but it's going to be a really interesting lineup and a really interesting way that Charlotte plays this, because it won't be anything like what we've seen before.
Yeah, no, you're right about that. As far as things go, do you want to just get right into it? Our keys to the game, players to watch, et cetera, et cetera?
Let's do it. Why not?
All righty, let's get that going. I'm telling myself this as I'm trying to get it going.
Yeah, Philly's producing this one, guys.
Yeah, be careful. Here we go. Oh, yeah. All
right.
Scarf's keys to the game.
Oh, we're doing keys to the game first. I like it. We're switching things up.
That was the first slide.
I like it. Do we usually do keys first? Why not? All right.
Look, I didn't surround with the orders for sure.
Sure. Look, keep everything in front of us.
Oh, sorry.
Guys, I don't know if you guys heard me say this. Philly is producing this one, so
whatever. Your audio went out. I don't want to hear it.
I don't even know how that happened, by the way. There you go.
There we go.
I like that Philly always puts mate, like Mati, but mate. I don't know. I don't know how you spell Matty, Mateo, Mateusz. Like we got to figure out what we're actually.
She's a mate.
I love it. All right, Mati Bogusz, because look, bottom line is, to me, he was the most exciting player on the pitch while he was on the pitch the last time we played. All due respect to Carlos Vela, who had one hell of a game. All due respect to Denny Bawanga, who continues to be the talisman even when he doesn't score for us, bagging a couple of assists. I think Mati Bogusz is probably right now my favorite player to watch with the ball at his feet, because he does things that we wanted Brian Rodriguez to do over and over and over again, which is fun for me. So I'm sticking with Mati Bogusz. He's been my player to watch now for the past couple of matches. And look, you're going to have to get me off of Mati Bogusz by him not playing well, and I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon. That's going to be a lot of fun. Brandt Bronico. Why the heck would I pick Brandt Bronico? Well, everybody, when you're watching that match tomorrow, you are watching Brandt Bronico bobblehead day at Charlotte FC. That's right. Brandt Bronico joins Bob Bradley with their bobbleheads. Lots of alliteration going on there. And look, I've seen too many highlights of too many Dodger games, too many Angels games, not that many Mets games, where a player homers on their bobblehead night, or they pitch a great game, or they do something else. So all I'm doing is saying, watch out for Brandt Bronico on Brandt Bronico bobblehead night. There you go.
Bob Bradley. Bob Bradley.
Dude, it just keeps getting worse in Toronto, by the way. Like,
oh my God. Yeah, it's the Italians in Sydney walking off the training pitch, pissed off at what's going on there. What biggest bust in MLS history? I mean, he's certainly on his way there. They're going to be better off without him. It was just, I mean, it was like a smash and grab if we're going to talk about theft in today's day and age. And Sydney Age is absolute trash. Anyways, my players to watch for Charlotte. Look, it's no denying it. Karol Swiderski, one of their designated players from Poland, graced the pitch over in Greece and is greasing things over in Charlotte. This guy has accounted for 7 goals and 3 assists. Charlotte's put up 30 goals this season, so if we do the math, that's a third of the goals that he has contributed to. They brought him in for a reason, and he is their offensive threat, so I'd like to keep my eyes on him. And I know, Scarf, you weren't necessarily high on this gentleman these last 2 games. I'm going to be high on him because, well, I'll drive this bus. Mario El Pistolero is going to have a significant impact in this game. He's itching to score. If we go back to Denis Bouanga when he first started playing at LAFC, they started him right away, and it took a couple of games for him to get acclimated. Once he did, he obviously went on a tear, and obviously this season is just indicative of what the team brought him in for. And I think Mario Gonzalez, not going to be any different. He just needs to gain ground this feet. He's pretty much in preseason training as it is right now if he was playing internationally. And I really do see big things coming out of El Pistolero.
Look, he is a player who definitely has a lot of tread left on the tire this season. We brought him in rather late. So he's a player that I absolutely do want to see get 90 minutes. I definitely want to see him get 90 minutes for sure. And look, from your lips to God's ears, my friend, I'll say this. Karol Swiderski is one of the most exciting players to watch in Major League Soccer. He plays all Swiderski does, by the way, is play next to Robert Lewandowski on the Polish national team. So it's kind of fun to be Karol Swiderski when it comes to all of that. That's going to be a lot of fun. Yeah, Mario and Stipe, definitely. Yeah, that was a whole thing right there. The 2 players that I've kind of focused my ire on. All right, my keys to the match. Let's talk about it. We got to keep everything in front of us. Look, Scott Arfield, coming over from Rangers and a couple of other clubs, by the way, all he's done is play 670 caps when he takes the pitch for Charlotte in this match tomorrow. 670 caps in the midfield. Now, I'll say this. For a guy that spent the amount of time that he did at Rangers, did not lift that many trophies, has only one Scottish championship under his belt, even though he spent 5 seasons at Rangers. That's like playing on the Yankees in the 50s and 60s and only taking home 1 World Series title. What do they have at Rangers? Is it 55, Philly? What did we say at the end of it, right?
55, but keep in mind that they got into a lot of financial problems and they had to claw their way back up to the first tier of the Scottish Premier League. I mean, it wasn't always rainbows and sunshine in Glasgow. They had to endure some really tough times at the Ibrox.
Yeah, look, I'm worried about a guy like Scott Arfield, though, because even though he is long in the tooth, as they like to say, he's a little aged as football players go. He still can do a whole lot. We've seen a couple aged football players come to MLS and Giorgio Chiellini and Lionel Messi and just absolutely take over games. So I am not worried at all about Scott Arfield. I also think that we need to turn our pressure into points. And yes, I'm saying points just to keep the alliteration. I know you don't score points in football. You score goals, but you then get 3 points if you score more goals than the other club. That's how soccer works. So here's the deal. We have been excellent on pressure these last couple of games that I've seen us play. Look, we couldn't hold the pressure against Monterrey, but we definitely held the pressure against Colorado. And up 3-0, we kept our foot on the gas. And that's what Steve said. He said, look, when you take your foot off of the gas in those moments, sometimes, even though you're up 3-0, those types of performances, if you take your foot off of the gas, that can lead to that happening in subsequent matches. And he wants to try and avoid that as much as possible. So LAFC needs to continue to turn that pressure up, ratchet it up high, get nice and high line, put the pressure on that back line, that newly formed back line of Charlotte, and turn that pressure into points.
I like it. Pressure points. Yay.
Right? See, it's a double entendre.
I like it. My keys to the game are very, very simple. Score first. And why is that? Because we've gone 16-1-3 in all competitions this season anytime we score first. With the exception of the Monterrey game, we've basically won every single game that's taken place. And of course, when you have a team that's riding somewhat of a high like Charlotte is, and I will say that considering the bad luck they had early on in the season, starting things off losing 3 in a row, you score on them early. I mean, every game that LAFC plays, any team that goes up against them, it's just going to be an MLS Cup for them. It is, because they have an opportunity to go ahead and compete against the defending Cup champions. For LAFC to come out and just sock them in the face really quickly, it'll put a hush on the crowd. It'll take some of the air out of the sail that the other opposing team is going to have. And so obviously, as you see it, proof is in the pudding. We score first 16-1-3 in all competitions. That's the way to go. You give them any opportunity to get things in there, it's not going to be a good game. We score first. We score early. We score multiple times. And then I'd say we park the bus. But that's just, but I'm not a coach.
Look, it's turf, right? So we got to be able to park the bus at some point if we want to see it out. Sure. We're not very good at parking the bus, but we'll see. Look,
or on set pieces.
Yeah, look, I think this one's going to be interesting because I don't think we're going to see Giorgio Chiellini. And I think our club defensively, look, all due respect to Murillo and Long and Maldonado and Mamadou Fall and whoever else is going to play back there in the center back positions, we're just not the same team with Giorgio Chiellini. And as much as I love J-Mac,
without Giorgio Chiellini,
right, we're just not the same team without Giorgio Chiellini. If as much as I love J-Mac back there, I think that they're going to get to him once in this match. So I think my score prediction is going to be 2-1 with this one. There it is. There we go. 2-1. I do think that Denis Bouanga gets back on the score sheet. And I'm going to say it, Philly, just because I got to keep being positive. I believe Super Mario will finally find his mushroom and get his first goal. He's got to do it. I think that, look, I don't care if it takes the Tanuki suit, the frog suit, whatever you got. I just want to see Super Mario score a goal. He doesn't quite have the invincibility star. No. We just need one from you right now, Mario. So I think it's going to be Denis Bouanga and Mario with the goals. 2-1 LAFC. And it could be one where we go up 2-0 in the first half, maybe give up a late one to make it nice and nervous for us on the road in Charlotte, but I think it's going to be 2-1.
We can't seriously call I can't speak, El Pistolero Super Mario. And the reason being because if you really want to think about it, it conjures images of a fat Italian dude from Brooklyn who's a plumber. I mean, we don't want a fat Italian plumber from Brooklyn up top for us. So maybe we hold off on the Super Mario bit, but I did like the image of the Tanuki suit. So well done. I'm about to play Super Mario 3 on my little console here. My score prediction, I think I agree with you. I think between the long flight, the humidity, the playing on turf, J-Mac does not get his 16th clean sheet in his career or the 9th of the season. But I do think we still wallop them. This is a team that's only won 3 games at home, only won 3 games on the road. They certainly draw a heck of a lot. And it's not the same team that we obviously schmacked last season 5-0, but I still don't think this is going to be a team that is going to give us too much. They're going to come out hard within the first 5-10 minutes, similarly to how Colorado came at us, and then left a couple left, rights, a couple of jukes, Vela to El Pistolero, and boom, we're going to get on the boards, and then we're going to wallop them. We're going to go up 3-0. They're going to get a garbage time goal, and then here's going to be my score prediction coming into fruition.
Look, I like it. I think Charlotte, just like we talked about with Colorado last match, Colorado being in 14th, Charlotte being in 12th, when you play clubs that this far into the season are in the position that Colorado and Charlotte are, it's because they're not very good. Now, I know a ton can happen in the transfer window. Miami went from doormat to champion to potential 2-trophy club in the transfer window. And I think that Charlotte is going to be much better, like I said, because of those 3 pickups during the transfer window. However, they're 12th, and they didn't bring in a guy like Messi or a guy like Busquets or a guy like Alba. They brought in a 38-year-old former midfielder from Rangers. So I'm not super worried because we'll have Super Mario, and that'll be fine. But either way, I think that this Charlotte club will be a little better than we expect, but this is absolutely one of those matches, Philly, that if we want to win the West and we want to call ourselves the team to beat going into MLS Cup playoffs from the West, you got to dispatch with the doormats, and this is one of them.
Yeah, you're right. 12th place, 23rd overall, absolutely a doormat, but something strive and something to fight for. And look, winning in this league on the road isn't easy. If you could secure 3 points home and get a draw on the road, that's great. But we're not playing for draws, man. We've settled for mediocrity long enough. We're here to kill people, and kill people we will, and in the literal sense. We're going to go into Charlotte, take care of business, and prep for another big game that's going to be occurring September 3rd at BMO Stadium. So I can't freaking wait.
Philly, not the literal sense. We're not actually going to kill people.
That's what I did. Isn't that what I said? I said not in the literal sense.
I don't know. You're kind of breaking up and cutting out on your end every now and then, but that's okay.
I love it. I spend all this money on freaking Wi-Fi only to have it cut out and all that other stuff. You know, I'm at fault. I'll get it. But, you know, I'll still remind you that, you know, your audio blew out.
That's all right. My microphone cut out for a little bit today. Either way, what I do know, Philly, is that you think we're winning 3-1. I think we're winning 2-1. I know Ruben and Roberto and everybody else out there that's been watching here on this one. You guys have some feelings of your own. Make sure you let us know on social media. Follow us at Defenders of the Bank on Instagram, Facebook, and on X at Defend the Bank. That's fun. That being said, Philly, don't we have that cool outro that we get to play?
Yeah, unless my stupid system goes all glitchy.
Yeah,
anyway.